I should just use one of those mics, but
It's fine.
it's too late. We're already going. We're already rolling.
Rolling. So then, yeah, I probably influenced our views a lot.
A few of mine are.
Because I'll go back. Yeah. Anyway.
Just watch it through.
Isadore, I need you to watch all.
See how trim I'm looking.
Swole.
Just like,
Yeah, just cut from up here.
hello, internet.
Hello, interwebs. With a wink and a nod.
Wink and a nod. All right.
We're here now. You've got some stuff for a cold open now, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can use
you got
that.
something. Just Isadore laughing for 30
one of those
seconds
things.
straight.
When the day ends, the real conversations begin. Out there, it's all deadlines, decisions, and doing what you have to do. But in here, you get to think. You get to breathe. You get to build. This is OTC After Hours, where entrepreneurs unwind, talk real, and grow together.
Welcome back, everyone, to the OTC After Hours podcast. Today, I'm joined with...
Brian Horan, your local financial professional.
And...
Isadore Goldstein. I don't have a cool title.
But you will someday.
I will someday.
It's very exciting.
He'll take options or ideas in the comments below.
Truly.
Yeah. Yes. Suggest Isadore's title,
Yes.
and we'll make him a shirt
Yeah.
with that title in the comments below. We know you're out there, 10 of you.
Yeah. It's writing itself. The beginning of his last name is Gold.
It's
So-
true.
Gold.
It's true.
Yeah, there's...
Gold.
Why don't you say your full name?
Isadore Sigmund Elvis Goldstein.
That's enough material for you. I'll
The
be
first.
disappointed if you can't come up with...
I got to stay in podcast mode because I'm like, ooh, what are we doing over here? So.
But yeah, but Brian's like trying to think of shirt ideas now.
Sigmund Freud,
Right.
Elvis Costello, or Presley?
So we called you here today, Isadore, to roast you.
Oh, good.
And you thought that it was a podcast about business
Yeah,
and
this
being
is-
off the clock.
This is no.
We
You're
all need
here
a
for
good
our
roasting.
amusement.
So the last topic we had at the Off the Clock networking group, we called the client filter. How to say no, make more money, and work less. It was a pretty good conversation. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Should we put some disclaimers on what this conversation is not?
Yes, that's what I'm working up to.
Got it.
So this isn't going to be a client bashing podcast.
Absolutely not.
We, especially in the meeting and when we all shared our stories of the worst possible scenarios, we totally realized that, I mean, in the discussion, and that's why I love having Off the Clock and then having it before we go onto the podcast, because we really flush out the right way to say
Yep.
what we want to say.
The client filter needed a filter.
And that's not why there's not very many people here. We didn't have
It's just that
a
time
mass
of the year in
exodus.
North Idaho.
People are just getting sick.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Sick of clients. I'm
They-
kidding.
they didn't-
I'm kidding. Sick of the wrong ones.
Yeah.
So what I got out of the conversation from last week was it all starts with how you set up your business.
Yep.
And that's why the title still makes complete sense, the client filter. But it's not about like picking and choosing who you're going to work with just strictly off of not liking them or thinking they're not valuable enough or anything like that. It's about setting expectations and setting up the process of how you value your business or your service so people aren't surprised later. Because it's not good for anyone to be in that kind of bad relationship with a client or with a customer or as a contractor or as a business or whatever. It doesn't work anyway, so why would you want to do it? And it all starts, I mean, it's our responsibility as business owners to be able to create our business in a way where we draw the right customers to us. Mm-hmm. And then when onboarding those customers, we are very clear with what they can expect and what the value and the cost of our business is up front.
Right.
Because that is just the stonewall stop. Mm-hmm. And you're still going to have issues because that's life. That's business. It's inevitable.
Right.
But as a business owner or as a self-employed person, foreshadowing. As a self-employed person or a business owner or anyone working with people, it all comes back to you as far as how you handle things.
Right.
When you identify when a relationship is going sour, when a working relationship is going sour, and you have to try to reorient it back to where you're actually making progress. But also, most things can be said ahead of time.
Yep.
And your clients will be very thankful for it.
Right.
Isadore, what did you think of the conversation?
Yeah, I thought the conversation was great. I thought it was really important because of if you don't have a client filter, I think everyone in that room knew what it was like to not have a client filter with a specific client, and they immediately wanted to have a filter so that client would not come back to them ever again, right? And, thinking about it as we're talking now, I think there's many filters to client filter. I think there's the onboarding filter, there's the closing filter. There's several filters that you're going through as you're working with the person. Do you want to continue business with this person? You're kind of always filtering, especially as a business owner. Even, not just with clients, but with everything. You're always trying to make your business the cleanest, purest business that it can be and the most efficient, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an ongoing thing.
Yep.
The amount of lessons that you learn. And I think that that's why everyone jumped to share stories in the group, because we've all lived it and we've all learned from those specific things on how we set things up for these customers, for these clients. Preventative measures, you're never going to have that perfect thing that will work forever.
Right.
The pivot and the adaptation in business is a constant factor you have to consider. And every time that we've lost a client for whatever reason, we go back and evaluate all community, where could this have possibly gone wrong?
Right.
Not that it's never going to happen. We're not beating ourselves up over it. We have to move on. We have to stay focused on the next client, the next thing, serving the clients we have the best way that we can. But if you just, those guys were crazy, and move on, that doesn't work so well, because what happens when it happens again? You have to figure out where it went wrong in the communication. Right. Any fault that you possibly could have had, and any way it could have been prevented, because your clients are people too. They have all this shit going on. They have all of
life.
Yeah. I mean, it's like interacting with anybody any day. You never know where they're coming from. So not being reactionary and then also not judging them after the fact is a huge important thing.
Yeah.
Brian, insights?
No, I think it's such an interesting topic. First thing that popped to my mind as we're talking through this is piggybacking off of your self-employed business owner vibe. It comes from the cash flow quadrant we talked about on episode 2 of Off the Clock. Check it out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from. Get those tens of viewers up. But no, we if you walk through what that cash flow quadrant is, as an employee in the service industry, when I was in food service, people came to me. They had expectations of how their dining experience was going to go. I had expectations they weren't going to act like jerks after they paid their bill or before they paid their, whatever it was. Those of us in the self-employed or business owner vibe, where we are in the client service business, we have to be super crystal clear on what we bring to the table. So there's no questions, because I've always heard that you never want, if you don't have expectations, you're never going to get let down. Now we can't not have expectations of what we bring to the table for them. And we have to have some, like a line of expectations of what we won't tolerate. But we are ultimately there to serve them. Right. And that's the piece of being super clear. Like you were talking about the onboarding piece, you were talking about, the closing one. I run a filter through as I have an introductory, I guess you could call it a filter. Everyone I meet with is a first chance for me to get to know them, what their goals, their dreams are, what I do, what I bring to the table. And at the end of that introductory, it's clear whether or not we want to take some next steps. It's clear whether or not I want to help them. I want to help everybody, comma, that wants to be helped.
Right.
I can't want something more for somebody than they want for themselves. Sales is a numbers game. We all understand that. But I don't want to go through the numbers if I know what I'm looking for. I know what I bring to the table. And if somebody doesn't value that right off the bat, doesn't mean it can't change in the future. But right now, that's probably not. That's a quick filter, so we're not spinning our wheels with the wrong people.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, teaching like education to the customer, because like people come to us for marketing and they have no idea. Like,
Make me more visible.
Yeah. Whoa. You just put me on the internet. So how are my SEOs? And you're just like, okay.
I want my interwebs to be higher.
Money. And you're like, okay. And then we
Come
have
on, that face place. My book? What? Sorry.
yeah,
Grab.
and it happens though where they just don't know what to expect at all.
Yeah.
And it's your responsibility to give very, very, very clear expectations and educate them on what
Is
needed, what can happen if things don't go the way you want them to, because it is like a continually changing thing. Marketing,
Right.
you don't know what a competitor is going to do. You don't you don't know what the numbers are going to be. You can give it your best shot, but you have to like really set them very clear.
Because how cool is that when you set those expectations of like, here's what we want to happen. Here's the best case scenario. Here's what may happen. And you walk through like 2, 3, 4 different scenarios. Well, how cool is that when you set that expectation and then something bad that could happen, you told them on the front end, so they're not surprised by it in the middle of it. And they're like, oh, Travis said that. That buys you a little bit of credibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, he knew this may be a possibility and he's ready for it. You know, so and then that buys you some, some goodwill.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's your responsibility to like be upfront with your customers or your clients. Like,
Right.
It will save your ass later.
Valid.
It will keep you from getting into a situation where they're coming at you upset because they feel like they've been misled. They feel like you've sold them something that they didn't ask for, or that you didn't follow through with what you said you would do.
Yep.
And, anyone in any industry should be able to create a pretty specific baseline on what can be expected of them
Yeah.
in their business.
Yeah. That misleading piece that you just talked about, like if a client ever feels misled, it goes back to that quote you always hear of like, it takes a lifetime to build up trust. You can lose it in an instant.
Right.
And that's where I think real professionals separate themselves of being like, hey, here's what can happen. Like I deal with investment products. There's fees involved. If I don't have that conversation super clear and they get a statement going, what's this? I don't want to have that conversation. So let's talk about it on the front end. And if it's a deal breaker, I'd rather them know that then than find out down the way that we've already done all the onboarding like you talked about.
Right.
And now they're like, well, I'm done. Okay, that's not good for anybody if we like unwind a transaction
Right.
2, 3, 4 months after it gets started. That's never
Never helpful.
good. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of wasted time on our side and is on their side. And then that gives people a bad taste and
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback on what you said too is I think when you had done this, what was in my mind was boundary, right? Having boundaries for who we take on, even as clients, right? There's the filter, but then there's also boundaries, right? And then they get filtered, and then there's a process of filtration to get to the pure ideal client that we are all wanting, right? Everyone that has a business wants to have the ideal client and the quote-unquote avatar be the person that they're working with all the time. But that doesn't always happen, and so how do we have filtration methods and boundaries in order to make the clients that we're dealing with the best possible for us, right?
Yeah, I had a really good point, but you're distracting me. It was a fantastic point too.
Cue Travis in post edit.
Oh boy, we have so much fun with the sounds.
What do I do with my hands? Pre-pose
Hold
Ricky
them right
Bobby.
here. Maybe you can just kind of take the People love the sympathetic,
Namaste.
like hand folding posts. Hire me.
I am good for you, internet.
I will make you money.
Yeah.
I promise.
There's that pose I heard that, influencers are doing where they like do this when they're talking to people.
Oh,
They're like,
yeah.
oh, tell me more. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of conspiracies about that post.
Right.
A lot of conspiracies.
Part of the Illuminati.
For sure. That's the all-seeing eye, man.
Yeah. I thought that was the hand in the jacket, when they take a picture. Yeah.
No, that's
You're
what
the only one wearing a jacket, man. So
Because I did it, does that mean I'm a part of it? Are they going to see this? Are they?
they're
Yeah.
part of the tens of views.
all 10 of them. Don't worry, we'll send it as your, your demo tape.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Please sign me up. Please sign me up. They're actually running a client filter on you.
No. I've wondered how they do that with the FBI. Because I do extensive background checks, on the people that they're going to have work with them, right? And then they just kind of hit you up out of the blue.
Boom.
And
And they're like, you work for the FBI now.
yeah.
Congratulations.
Just like that.
You're a Fed.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
and
with the Bureau. America.
Merca.
Well, and I think this also comes to, not to veer too far off with clients, but, building a team or having a company that you want to have ideal people that you're working with, ideal people that are running the company, So I think that also needs, to be thought about with boundaries and filtration is, I hear a lot that a lot of people there's a lot of B players out there, and the B players, if you hire a lot of B players, it can, push out the A players from your company, right? You might have to pay the A players more, but, they're what you want. They're your ideal employee, right?
Yeah.
So, thinking about that with, scaling and building teams and, everything like that is how does one do that through boundaries, filtration? What processes do other people use? Because there's nothing new under the sun. I think every filtration process for clients has already been thought of. It's already been talked about. It's probably, if you wanted to AI this, you could get in extensive details on what's the best way to do it. But yeah, things I've been thinking about, just realizing how business is changing so much with how we do things in business, especially with AI. I've been looking a lot into that recently. I don't know if either of you guys have heard of AGI.
AGI.
Yeah. So AI is you tell AI your business idea, right? And it gives you a business plan. It's great, right? AGI is you tell it a business idea. It creates the entire plan for you, creates an LLC, finds you employees, and does everything for you. They're starting to develop this. It's going to be game-changing for making businesses, right? Somebody could say, hey, create me a business, and boom, it would do it for you, right? We're getting to that step already. So something to think about, something I wanted to brought out.
I'm going to come in with my pessimistic view here.
Yeah.
Let me...
Sit on your pessimistic chair.
As he's getting his pessimistic view ready, I don't think you're veering far off from the client aspect. I think a lot of business owners don't frame their employees as their most important clients.
Right.
Like if you don't take care of the people that take care of you, if you don't have boundaries, you don't have core values, you don't have expectations.
Right.
The inmates run the asylum, and that's never going to allow your business to scale. And all business owners don't all business owners want to have an exit strategy for what they do.
They should.
They get in, they build a business, they eventually want to sell it to get on with life. Some people have a passion for what they do. I love what I do for clients. I don't want to be helping clients when I'm 65.
Right.
But you know what I want to do at 65? I want to pour into people, the next generation, help them build their skills up so they can build something that's important to them.
Right.
What's your passion? Find a vehicle, run with it. But if the vehicle you have doesn't have the support system,
Doesn't have gas.
your employees are your gas, if we want to keep that analogy
Right.
going. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That's important. So treating your employees like great clients too, having a filter there of things I won't tolerate that here. You're representing my brand. I'm paying you a wage to do so. And if that doesn't fly, then, hey, that's time for that filter to be like, it's probably time for the offboarding conversation.
Well,
Right.
yeah, to talk about, I guess, cars too, thinking about it, that, you get your oil filter changed routinely. I think.
Really? Sorry, I had to.
That was good.
We were supposed to change that? I just keep adding it in there.
Just adding
you know?
I just pour oil till it fills over. Is that not right?
But it's funny because we all know what happens when we do that, right? The car stops working. I think it's the same with business. I think we need to constantly think about our filtration systems, right?
That's a good analogy. Yeah.
Yeah, because if we keep the same filtration system that we have at the beginning of the business that we do right now, everyone would know, no, we don't have that same filtration system, right? Of how do we filter clients? How do we filter employees? How do we deal with everything, right? So it's the same thing. It's always building. It's always changing. And I think, even thinking about every 3 to 6 months, do I need to, look at this filter? Do I need to change anything?
Yep.
How are we doing with clients and employees? How is everyone doing, right?
Spring cleaning.
Right.
Well, and
Exactly.
circling back to employees too, as far as understanding client communication, there are certain personalities that will vibe way better with the really bubbly front desk lady. And there's some people that be like,
All personalities.
some people are just like,
Too much.
this lady's too much. You're so
Can I
annoying.
get to the decision
Just
maker,
to
please?
tell me what I need to do in this thing, And then like some clients really need you to be very direct with them and blunt.
Right.
Yeah, no
But
beating around
tell
the
them what to
bush,
do.
no innuendos, no nuance.
Right.
Right.
And it's like, that's why it's nice to have partners or put people in position who
Play to
are
their
able
strengths.
to recognize what kind of client that is and what that client needs from you. Because, and then if you don't have that resource, then it's important to realize, this client might not be a good fit for our company because we don't have a person who's going to jive well with them. And you hope that you find that out before they're so far along into whatever it is.
Right.
And not all businesses are based around communication, but there will always be communication in every business.
I also think the client has a filtration system with you, with the person they're working with. Is this somebody that's trustworthy? Is this somebody that I want to work
Oh yeah.
with?
Well, they have to choose to hire you. I mean, they have the final say.
Right.
It's just an interesting situation to be in where you still have the right to choose your client, especially in ongoing services. And if it's not just a simple transaction, in a way you have a way to choose it, but choosing everyone wants to be able to have lots of happy clients,
Right.
but you have to create the infrastructure that works to make it so the people that will be happy with you come to you and stay with you.
Right.
And aren't shocked or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, I think that the employees is a big part of that too. Or if you have a big team or you have multiple people and you can recognize like the red flags of, let's not let Marcy talk to this guy because
John should not be front and center. John is great with systems. John is great with putting things in order. John talking to people takes things out of order.
John has no filter.
Know thy strengths. Well, no, I think that.
And sorry, John.
Yeah, if your name is John out there, I hope that you do talk well with people. So
We wish you all the best.
yeah, this is
We meant the other John. You know it.
yeah, not you.
Yeah, not that.
You know who we're talking
You
about,
know.
John. It's
You
not
know.
Right.
you. You're our buddy.
Well, no, I think don't forget to come back to your pessimistic view on the AGI or whatever.
Yeah, don't let me forget that.
But
Burst a bubble or two.
the spring cleaning thing you were talking about.
Right.
Systems don't win, but you better have a system.
Right.
But the things that got you here will not be the things that get you there. So you
Right.
constantly have to be able to adapt and roll through.
Pivot and adapt.
Pivot.
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 Do you know the reference?
I don't.
Oh,
Friends. Ross.
Travis,
on the couch.
add clip here.
Pivot! 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 Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Yep.
Have at.
Bad.
It's great. You're going to love
Sounds
it.
good. I'm already liking it.
When you're rewatching this a few times, I hope you laugh at this part.
I hope
Yeah.
you do.
And then you can text us like,
Literally just said that together.
Jinx.
Jink, you owe me a whiskey.
You're still talking.
All right, pessimistic time.
Wait, I want to say, if I jinx you, is that how I get whiskey on the podcast next time?
No, there's another
perhaps.
show called Whiskey and Business.
You're on the wrong show.
You're on the wrong show.
You're on the wrong show, man. What, you thought whiskey would be here?
It's quite assumptive of you.
Just because we have alcohol in our logo?
There's not alcohol. That's a cigar.
That's right. Wink.
Granted, you had mentioned it, but that's okay.
That's true.
Wow.
Did I mention it?
You did.
Well,
It was the incentive.
Thanks, Josh. He's gonna have no idea what this means.
well, now that you're disappointed, let me bash
continue.
on
Let's just keep you going down.
Yeah, right. We're already in that trajectory.
So you had expectations. We talked about.
well,
Don't
this
have
is a roast, right?
no, that's the after. That's the blooper
welcome to the roast
of Isadore,
that AI
Elvis
thinks sounds
Costello.
stupid.
of Elvis Costello-Stein.
We're giving you lots of good material for that name. I really hope it's in the comments, man. Come on. Come on.
So true.
Oh, I love it. Pessimistic. AGI. First of all,
It's great. It's great because
it's great. It's great.
the next best
fine.
thing.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
so
All of them.
So anybody can just plop out like a fully formed business, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is anybody can do that, and a lot of people,
Shouldn't.
a lot of people, while starting that process, hit their roadblock, and they're just like, "This is too much."
I'm done.
And then don't.
Yeah.
I predict there's going to be a lot of people that are like, "Oh, awesome! I can finally start my knitting business," and then just like whoop and send it out and like have like
Ruh-roh.
3 knitting employees, just like
I have no projects to pay the employees, but I hired them.
a lease handed to them for the building, and they're just like, "Yeah," and then
I have no funds.
you're just like the runner starting the race. You know?
But imagine if you had AI that instead of setting up automations and processes and systems where you tell the AI to do that, the AI does that for you.
No,
Right.
I think it would be great. It's
Yeah.
just also we know that AI has a tendency to be like
A little overdoing it.
like a sycophant, right? So it's just like, I want to start a hot, a hot dog and Jolly Ranchers business. You stuff the hot dog with the Jolly Ranchers, and then it's a flavor with every bite.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. And then they're like, yes.
But you remember 5 years ago what AI was?
I do.
Yeah. 10 years ago? Yeah.
Alexa.
Right.
What I'm wondering though is that you're going to go to the AI and you're like, I want to do this. I don't know if it's going to say no though, because its main goal is to like, oh, okay,
Your every wish.
Right.
like the genie wish,
Right. I was going to say.
the genie granting wishes, and then suddenly like the person.
One.
But I mean, I guess also they have to like still opt in, but it's like it will. Obviously, it's going to help some people.
Yeah.
Like a lot, like get started. It's going to get rid of all the hurdles. It's going to kill some jobs.
I personally wonder how, I'm talking about AGI being the thing that's going to make it easy to create a business. I don't think it's going to be easy. We'll see what the future holds. I don't think it's going to be easy for new people to start businesses because I think what's going to happen is the bigger businesses are going to use AI to figure out ways where the random stranger entrepreneur that just wants to make a startup and have AI automate the business automatically, they're going to make that process so difficult, maybe even impossible for someone like that, where these new startups, I think in the next 10 to 20 years, are going to be not as common because of the big people are going to know how to run AI in such a way where they're just going to start taking all the little guys out. And it's just a thought. I mean, we'll see where it goes.
Maybe.
But I think AI eventually is going to be a tool used by the super rich and wealthy to put off the guy that has never used it before, right? I think there's going to be people that are going to work for AI, and there's going to be people that are going to
have AI work for them.
Right. Well, it's more like you're either going to work for the machine or you're going to have the machine work for you, right? All these jobs that are being lost every month by AI, it's staggering. I haven't looked at the numbers recently, but I'm hearing thousands and thousands of people are losing their jobs. And then, that kind of goes into like filtering for AI. How do you filter?
Way to circle it back.
Yeah, right.
I was just about to bring it back. Like, how can we use AI to help us with our client filters?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And that's already happening, right? But it's making people lose jobs, right?
Yeah.
And so how do, but those people that are losing jobs, were potential clients and could be potential clients. I think that there's this huge upswing right now where people are either, you see these things where in the next 5 years, it's going to be very difficult to become rich, to become an entrepreneur and become self-made because of what's happening right now. And so we'll see what happens in the next 5 to 10 years, but I like to be optimistic. I like to think that everything will be okay and fine in the next 5-10 years. It won't be Terminator the movie. But, there's also, they're saying that we don't even know how AI is being taught anymore. So when we first created AI, we gave it the prompts. Now AI is teaching AI, and we don't know what AI is teaching itself, right?
Sounds great.
You're right. And it's becoming more and more in business, right? Like every single day, I have AI create my emails for me. And it's super simple. It makes my job a whole lot easier. I'm sure your job too with, what you do, and probably your job too. And everyone's using it. The young guys, the older guys, everyone, they think it as the best tool. And if you don't use it, you're going to be, phased out by someone that knows how to use it, right? So same with like client filtration. I think AI is really the best for filtering out who's a good client. You can even ask AI, I do this business. What is my ideal client? Create me a client filter for this specific business that I have. Give me questions to ask people. Just make it super easy. Mm-hmm. And that's been helpful for me, finding people and finding clients and talking to people. But, AI has been super helpful, but then you got to put the action. You got to do the steps. And I think a lot of people are doing it. A lot of teenagers right now are making more money than teenagers ever have in history because of this thing called AI. Right.
I think you bring up a good point. If we bring it back to the client aspect of things, let's take it practical. Back to the beginning of when people are starting out in business, the idea of saying no to a client. How do people walk through that?
Yeah.
Because when we all started in business, everybody we saw, if you could breathe, you're a potential client.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Right.
But how do we help people walk through that from the stuff that we've all probably fell on our face a lot about?
Oh yeah. Well, it takes a lot of discipline because it's like you're so desperate when you're starting.
I know I'm going to close that person.
Right.
Well, that's a paycheck right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're thinking in the now. You're not thinking in the 2, 3, 4 years down the road. Is that
got commission breath, as they say?
and I don't know how to tell someone to create their filter just starting out, because you almost have to learn what works for you specifically, because part of the whole experience of being in business is to run out there and get as many clients as you can, and then be like,
that didn't work very well.
Oh, these ones didn't work, and this is why. These ones did work, and this is why. I need to shift it this way. Unless you're selling a product, you have to run through the process, at least so because you're new to it too. And it's like, I think every marketing company started by doing really, really, really dirt cheap things. Just give me a chance,
right,
Steve? Let me try it, and then you do it. And if you do an okay good job, a good job, because you've really researched how to do a good job, you've tested the waters, and then you can start raising your rates. And for the most part, things will take care of itself. It's when you start charging a lot and you start needing a lot of clients, to build something bigger, then you have to take into consideration, like, how do I prioritize making everyone taken care of, and how do I avoid situations that's a giant time suck where no one's happy?
Right.
I'm not happy. They're not happy. Like, how did this happen? What the heck? You know?
So like doing an autopsy of your business.
Yeah.
And when you lose clients, going like, what happened?
Yeah. I mean, I think that that's something that everyone should do. If you ever lose a client, if anything ever ends badly or just ends for no reason, you don't understand why, you need to go back and really take a look at yourself, your processes, everything, and find what didn't work. Because not everything's going to work forever. Actually, nothing's going to work forever. But you have to take the responsibility. And it's not even about that client anymore. They're gone.
Right.
You're
How can
it's
I grow?
about you for the future.
How can I grow from here?
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why, like, you know, you have a terrible experience. Yeah, you could leave a bad review, but also know that everybody's learning. And that's why losing a client is the way you do it and the way you handle yourself is almost as important as gaining a client.
Right.
You don't want to just do what you may want to do when someone is terrible at the end or something. You don't want to go there.
Right.
Like, you don't want their last experience with you
Right.
to be that way. That's why I always say lead with grace and just be very, very, very understanding and
I'm so sorry.
straightforward.
Like, sometimes it's you're eating that poop sandwich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether you think you did something wrong or not, you've got to think long-term, big picture, that to them, their experience was this. Look at it and go like, try to put yourself in their shoes to go like, oh, yeah, I could see how they saw it like that. That's not what my heart was. It's not what I meant to do, but it happened. How can I grow from this? I apologize. I hope I have a chance to earn your business in the future. If it's a client that you wanted to keep. If it's a client you didn't want to keep, that's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
The education happens at the beginning. You teach people how you want to be treated.
Right.
Right.
And if it's gone south and they're feeling a certain way, you're probably not going to be able to convince them they feel differently.
Yeah.
Feelings don't work that way. You can't convince someone they feel differently.
Right. Don't.
And you can try. You can
can't
try
change people's
to
feelings
explain.
on social media.
It's crazy. I don't know.
It's the strangest thing ever. I thought you could.
You can try all you want to explain what happened logically, but if they're on their way out, they really don't care anymore. That's for you to figure out. Just focus on peacefully, like in my business. If you have their assets, if you have their stuff, you hold, and that might be why at the end we have such a high responsibility as a marketing agency. We've created all these accounts. We own their website. We have access to their website. We have it all set up that way. If we're jerks, they are immediately confrontational because they know how many cards you hold as who built their business, right? So being really understanding, being really like courteous to them in a hard time, even if they're like, we are like, okay,
I'm never coming back here again.
We are now going to transition it here. This is what you can, like, you reopen, like, these are the expectations on how this will be handled. This is when you will get your things. This is when we will be moving forward here. And
sounds
at this
a lot
point,
like a relationship.
Well, exactly. But it's also, it's doing the reverse of bringing them on. You do it on the way out too.
Right.
And then you go deep to figure out what happened. You know, you don't over explain something that no one wants. If a person doesn't want to hear it, just don't even try.
Yeah, I've learned this. Like, obviously, there's different breakups of relationships or partnerships, business wise, and stuff like that. I just went through one that a client decided to go a different direction for their insurance and their investments, and it stung a little bit. Because I had done everything I could, but they kept going, oh, no, we don't have time to get together for a review. Like, it kept kind of getting pushed off. And then the next time I hear from them was like, hey, we're going this. And I went, so now we've probably all experienced something along those lines where you're doing the best job to service them, and you're doing you're bringing your expectation and your standards to the table, and then they do that. I guess I'll ask it in question form. Would you go to them and ask them why?
I always do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on. It sounds like the way you've said it, like the way that transaction is going. I think it's reasonable to ask, but it depends on their personality, like, and your point of contact and all that.
Yeah, because I went directly. And I just said, "Hey, what's the point on this?" And they gave me their stuff, and I believe it's the wrong approach, But I was at least able to ask why, and then share like, "Hey, this is why it stung X, Y, Z," because they didn't hold up their end of the bargain.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But at the same time, we can't just wallow. We've got to
Right.
keep it moving.
Right.
Sometimes people will feel a relationship ends. It's like a breakup. People will feel a relationship ends before you do. We've all been in those dating worlds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes that happens. And sometimes us as the professional, let's take the flip side of it. There are times where you may have to break up with a client.
Right.
And those are sensitive conversations to have. But I don't think they're out of place. But that concept can be kind of controversial, I guess you could say, to some people in the fields that we're in.
Yeah.
So it's a unique dynamic on both sides to walk through and go, okay.
Yeah. I think that if the conditions are perfect, for sure ask. If not,
Yeah.
just,
If you feel any sense of weird,
just
there's
leave
no
it
sense,
alone.
because that's just trying to get more clarity for
Well,
you.
what you have to make sure of is that you're the type of communicator that's able to ask that type of a question without them thinking it's some kind of trick to win them back,
Right.
because that can go south too.
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
Help me, because there's a question I always have. If someone doesn't move forward in business, or if someone leaves, I can come back and be like, hey, I'm always trying to get better. Help me know what I did so I don't make that same mistake with somebody else. That question, depending on how delivered, is exactly what you're talking about.
exactly.
And that's where, with me, it was just like, hey, I was just super real about it. I took off the sales hat and was just like, hey, man, talk to me side to side, face to face. And I told him, I was like, I understand. I respect it. I don't get it, but you're free to make your own best decisions. I think it's wrong, but
Yeah.
To ask both of you guys, and starting with you first.
No.
Okay, I'll start with
I'm
you then.
kidding.
But what are your
No, me.
Yeah.
He passed it up.
What are your couple things that you use as your main filters for clients?
a baseball bat.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Nice.
No, the first one for me is that does somebody want my help? Is somebody reasonably trying to get their financial house in order? If I have to convince somebody that life insurance is important, and you have a wife and 3 kids under the age of 5, you own a home and you're the only one that works, and if I have to convince you need to protect your income, probably not a client I want to work with. There's an education piece, but if I have to go past like, come on, man, like that's not going to be the right vibe. And then the next filter is, do I want to work with them? Sometimes that's just the vibe piece,
Right.
of going like, man, they do want my help, but it's going to be a lot of work. I'm all about getting the education out there, but I might not be the right person for them.
Well, sometimes you just know.
And sometimes it's just a gut thing. And,
Right.
that is so foreign to when I started business, is that everyone had to become my client. I don't care if you were with another company. I had to convert you over. There's enough business for everybody.
Right.
But it's a matter of how can this be a mutually beneficial relationship. I always think about this. I never want white rice friends or white rice clients.
Vanilla.
I guess you could go with vanilla a little bit, but there's no nutritional value with white rice. It's just a carb. It's just something there to kind of substantiate the meal you're eating.
And vanilla is delicious.
Yeah, I was gonna
Vanilla
say,
ice cream is my go-to. People think I'm boring.
Yeah.
But no, vanilla is fantastic.
Don't hate on vanilla, bro.
But that idea of I want nutritional value with my clients, with my relationships and stuff like that, which you get nutritional value at Off the Clock Networking every other Thursday at the Racketeer Lounge, Post Falls, Idaho.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Is there nutritional value in vanilla ice cream?
Of course.
Of course.
Only if it's organic.
Thought of pilgrims.
Oh, you make it with snow.
Oh, you
Heavy
gotta make it
whipping
yourself?
cream.
Yeah.
Wait till the snow comes this week and go make your own vanilla ice cream.
Just don't take the yellow snow.
Yeah, none of that.
No, it's not good for you.
Yeah. But your turn. What's some of your filters?
Yeah.
It's coming back to you and he's done. So you got to answer your own question.
Yeah.
Answer your own question.
You guys are
It's
answering it
it's
for
like the
me, so it's
Matrix.
okay.
Nope, you got to bring
Crazy.
value. Nutritional, please.
Nutritional. I'll be chocolate.
Well, I mean,
Road.
as a marketing agency, we want to make sure that we can make them money.
Right.
Like foremost.
Like underwater basket weaving clients aren't going to be the clients you're really pursuing.
Or even if it's just like for example, when a realtor comes to you and wants to start running Google ads, the way you run ads is you have to think, so every transaction you have to be prepared to like spend 20% of what that item cost is on the ads in order to find the right client. It's just an easy rule. It changes and sways, but that's kind of like an easy way to say like, okay, well, paid to Google, it's going to take this much exposure to just find that one person. But when you're selling a $2 million house and they have to come up with like 20% of that to put into an ad that will reach into one person, they make all the rest of that profit, whatever their profit is. But still, it's like, we're sorry. You might be able to have a really good reputation and put it here, but to market this thing, you're going to have to put a lot of money up to reach the right people. And if they don't understand that, then it's like,
It'd be difficult.
yeah. And most of them don't have that kind of money. So you just have to be very forward with them. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
you really have to, it's like what I've been saying with the expectations and the education early on, because it's not like, oh, they might be interested in marketing. Yes. No, like you have to really find out if
This
it's
is a mutually
something
beneficial relationship.
that they can get into. And, that's kind of maybe, I don't know if that was always my approach. I don't think so. It was just like, oh, we can for sure take care of you. Well, we can do our services for anybody. But nowadays I'm like, yeah, let's go over like what your budget is. Like, I don't, like, a lot of the time, if I'm able to, I'll just straight up ask them, like, what are you thinking that you'll be spending on marketing?
Yeah. So you can get a frame of where
So I can set the scope around that, because I could spend it all. I'm not making all that, but it costs money to do what I do. So that all factors into it. But what are they already thinking is going to be, like what they're willing to put forward? Look at like Fred Meyer, right? Or something like that. It's like they have the TV ads, they have the Google ads, they have the map packs. They always pop up first with their name. They have the billboards. They have, a million other things.
Right.
Social media, like TikTok, all that. YouTube, all of those things are a lot of exposure marketing and relevancy marketing. But to get to the point where you're doing relevancy marketing and you're just on a billboard just so people think about you more often and are more likely to choose you, you have to like actually get people through the door. So we always start clients off with like, so if you have the lowest amount, let's just focus on getting some people in so we can build up to this next thing.
Right.
And it's just important to recognize that. And there's the personalities thing. Like a person will rub you the wrong way right away. And I still like, the thing is though, we've had a really hard time. I know I've had a really hard time saying no because I want to help. I know we can.
When we care too much.
I know, yeah.
It's hard to say no.
I know it's right there. I know exactly what they need to do if we can work with them to come up with the money for it.
But can we work together with them?
Yeah, but I'm not getting the right feeling. I'm like, they're putting a lot of pressure on me right now to do something now. And I'm like, And it's,
It's so hard to fight that internal feeling of, hey, is this really what I,
yeah. And
wanna help somebody,
there's
but my gut
the
says
money, but it's also how long are we going to be together in this?
Right. Is this a one-time marketing campaign? Or are we trying to build something that's going to be consistent? Are you going to be a business partner? Because that's another big piece of it, is that you're becoming business partners with somebody.
Right.
Not like you and Josh are, but business partners of, hey, your job is to
it's a symbiotic relationship,
Yeah.
I mean, there was one time when we got asked to do like a political ad, and I'm down, but I gave them my rules early on. I said, I will not do an attack ad. I'm not interested in just bad mouthing any side or making or fear mongering or doing anything just to get people mad. I will show what's good about you. That's the business that I'm in. You can go find somebody else.
Right.
If you want somebody who's going to make something that's just going to gross people out and make people mad and recruit them to your side.
Right.
And I was very, very clear. And the person who connected me with them, like, basically said, so what happened was they give me their script and it's not what I said I wanted to do. And we have it took them so long to get it to me that now we have like a week or two before it needs to be running. And I'm just like so mad and frustrated.
Right.
Because do I just say no? Like, they've already paid us the money. We've been waiting, and they violated what I said I wanted to do. I made the ad, and I wasn't happy about it.
Right.
And I made it grosser and grosser and grosser. They wanted it to be exactly what I said I didn't want to do, and I made it. I had fun doing it a little bit, which felt a little dirty because I really didn't want to go down that road because I know how to.
Right.
I just didn't want to.
Yeah.
And there was a conversation afterwards, and that relationship didn't go so well because it just got really, it was weird because, but when they purposely cross a boundary you've set, and when they don't honor that, they don't care. It was a pretty good indicator that later they're going to come back and try to say, you guys didn't do this right. Why didn't we get more of this? Blah, 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 blah. And try to accuse us of stuff after the fact. And that was, that's a real bummer. That's a real bummer because I had hesitancy to even take it to begin with. And then I did, and I didn't listen to myself multiple times.
So when we start sacrificing our own standards, then we feel about it and go,
right.
But sometimes we have to learn that.
It's a lesson learned. Yeah.
To then never experience it again.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's the case sometimes.
And it's not all bad. The person who connected me with that person said that they were so frustrated that they didn't honor my values and my boundaries that they would never work with them again if something like that happened again.
Right.
It showed how they conduct business, which was a good warning for everyone who was involved. But yeah, it was disappointing. And I felt bad because I thought that I had set up my filter the right way to give the expectations. This is what I will do. And I was pressured to do something I didn't want to.
Right.
And I really wasn't a fan of that.
Not a fan of that at all.
No. So.
Yeah.
No, very good. Yeah, so I guess, just because I think both of you said it really well, does the person want what I have to offer?
Stop it.
Sorry.
You're going to hit something. Hit the
I
spring.
know. Does the person want what I have to offer? Does do I want to work with that person? Does this person have, something to budget-wise is what I'm kind of thinking of, to offer? Is this something that I'm going to want to work with by gut-wise? And also, do they even have the ability to pay me, for the service that I'm going to provide to them, right? So even if they want me and I want to work with them, they might not have any money, right? They have money and I want to work with them and they want to work with me, but all of a sudden I just get a weird feeling, right? I think, that gut feeling. Yep. I think, those are the four main ones. I feel like there's a fifth one, which is...
Drop it in the comment section.
Yeah, which is, drop it in the comment section.
Along with Isadore's name.
Yeah, exactly. The title, job title. But yeah, with that is, I think the fifth one is where do you continue after?
Did you skip the fourth and jump to the fifth?
No, the fourth was what you had said with
okay.
the gut feeling, right?
Right, all right.
Right. And the fifth one is, do you continue working with this person? Just kind of like, I feel like it's just going through the cycle all over again. Does
Yeah.
this person want to work with me? Do I want to continue to work with this person? And you just have that relationship the whole time, as well as this person has with you, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a real balancing act when it comes to, trying to figure out the ideal client. And keeping them happy, right? And as we get better at the craft, it becomes easier. The balancing act, it becomes more like a bridge than a tightrope. Mm-hmm. But you still have to, make that connection with that person that you've never had before, And it can be helpful if they are a friend. It is weird, though. I kind of want to know, how do you guys deal with onboarding friends as clients? I've personally haven't had the easiest time with that. Strangers I do much better with than friends of mine. What do you guys think?
Well, I think that it can have some ease because the rapport is already there. But I also, when a person has sought you out and for some reason is specifically choosing you based off of, what they've heard or what they hear you say or, and you don't have a relationship with them already, I guess there's less baggage there, or there's less expectation that you're going to cut them a deal or give them preferential treatment or all that.
Right.
Friendship can muddy the water, but also, I have more clients that became friends than friends that became clients.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah, good
And
point.
you'll hear that a lot because it just kind of works out that way.
Yeah, you're the professional. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, there are certain friends that are deeper clients than some others, but me, whatever. You can't change how you operate,
Right.
just because they're a friend. They're in the client road right now. Now, based on your relationship, you may want to give them more care than other clients. You've got to fight that feeling. Every client needs to get the same. I've got clients that have hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have clients that have a $50 a month IRA set up. They should get the same, but that all goes back to the onboarding. What are the expectations? Are we checking in every quarter? Are we checking in once a year? Are we checking in periodically? So that goes back to the beginning, to where as long as it's clear of I'm the expert, I'm giving you, it's a collaborative between us. I'm guiding you a certain direction, but at the end of the day, you get to decide. And I think that goes back to do they want my help? Do I want to help them? Can I help them? Is a big piece of it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You were saying I can't help real estate agents to the scope that they may want.
Right. I can't help you if you're not going to pay me. That's how most business operators.
You may want life insurance, but if you don't have a job, I don't think that's going to be helpful to either of us.
Right.
Right.
You
can't just wave a magic wand.
I can't.
Bummer.
That's what GoFundMe is.
Yeah, that's true.
Hot button topic.
Or OnlyFans.
Wow. I think on that note,
I do think that we have
taken the client filter
we have fully
to the end of its filtration.
To the Dingleberry.
We have, whoa. Wow. We're going to the alley.
Oh boy. What happens in the alley?
Happens at
Stays in the alley.
Off the Clock Networking Group, Post Falls, Idaho, Racketeer Lounge.
You guys want to do personal shout outs?
I'm going to leave it to the newbie over here.
Yeah.
What do you got going on in your world?
What do you mean? I haven't seen this before. What am I personally shouting out?
Yourself.
What do you have going on in your
Like,
world?
In my world?
Promote yourself, promote your business, promote the fantasticness that is Isadore.
Okay.
Sigmund.
I love it.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Talk about your hat company.
Yeah, so I have
hat
this
brand.
great hat company.
That he wears
called
hats of.
Fedora's Hat Company.
Fantastic.
Okay, I'm sorry. Don't shut the comments down. Is a fedora. That's done. It's done. Did you just come up with that on the spot?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, and I also have Goldstein's Incorporated Watch Company. Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah, so I got watches and fedoras. No, actually, what's going on
Fantastically
is we're getting more involved with mentors and coaches. I have several. I just went to a networking group and got involved with several other high-level men that are going to meet with me and chat with me and give me some advice.
Off the clock or?
Yeah, off the clock.
Perfect.
And then, working into, building the business to make it better, giving the coaching and helping people, getting more involved with speaking communities, because I realize doing public speaking is massive for what I want to do. And so getting more involved in that area. And,
So you're launching your own business right now.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any socials for people to follow? Anything that you need?
We will get those and we will let you know.
They will be.
They will be.
Most likely.
Yes.
We'll post them on the interwebs.
The 5 people watching.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Brian?
No, it's I said it last time. It's January's financial literacy month, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if January ends on Saturday. Still the next best time to get your finances in order is today.
Fantastic.
So,
Fantastic.
yeah, reach out with questions, comments, concerns, because we teach how money works.
Yes. I'm Travis. I run Inspire Studios with my partner Andreas and my other partner Josh. I'm also the founder of Off the Clock Networking Group and host-ish of this podcast.
Host a Jace. Check out episode 2.
But thanks for checking out this episode, guys.
We appreciate
will
you all.
See you next time.